One classic old school bodybuilder move for training your shoulders is something called the upright row. It's a move that, if done correctly, can pack some size onto the lateral head of your shoulders, and it can also add meat onto your traps. However, it has some risk factors to it, and it can lead to injury if done incorrectly and if done the classic way that you very often see in videos and you very often see in your gym. We're gonna change that up, show you a safer way to do the upright row, and we're gonna do all of that right now. So before we get into how to correctly do the upright row, let's look at the traditional upright row and see everything that's wrong with it and see all the reasons why I don't want you to do it that way. When we look at the classic upright row, the position you're gonna get in, let's give them 1 rep. This is the traditional upright row that you're gonna see. It's done with the barbell. Brett's got his hands nice and tight, and you'll notice he's pulling his elbows up above his shoulders. Let's do another rep, Brett. This position, just by its nature, if you try right now with no load at all to get your elbow higher than your shoulder and rotate your wrist down as far as possible, it takes work just to get into this position. And even when Brett's in this position, 1, get those elbows up higher. Let's get you in pain, because that's what happens when you do a traditional upright row. 1, his elbows are up high, and 2, he's in here and the weight is trying to pull him down. So he's got all of this force in places that are not ideal, and he's also closing down all the joint space he's got in here. Yes, you can do the upright row that way for 2-3 years out of your life. Keep doing it for 10 to 15 years, and I will see you at a physical therapist's office somewhere. It is not where you want to be. So we're back with the upright row now. We're going to the dumbbells, and what you can see instantly is Brett no longer has to wind up in this forward position. He's no longer starting in the tough position. He's in a more natural position. Additionally, when we're working with dumbbells, a lot of us, we are not symmetrical beings through our upper body, and so this is going to allow both of his shoulders to move with a lot of freedom. So instantly, we've corrected one issue with the upright row. We've got to correct 2 more issues. We've got to get out of this hiked shoulder position, and the thing we're going to do to correct that is we're just going to not pull as high. When you're doing the upright row, what I want you to think about is pulling only high enough so that your elbows are either parallel with your shoulders or even slightly below. And that's still going to hit the lateral head of your shoulder because you're still rising into this position, and it's still going to hit a little bit of your traps. The only thing is, again, we've taken you out of that internal rotation position. The third thing we want to do is we want to add a little bit of horizontal pull to this. So normally when we do the upright row, if Brett turns to the side here, normally when we do the upright row, people are thinking of it as let's lift the weight straight up. That is not even a row. Again, that's putting us in that challenging position. So what I want Brett to do here is he's going to row up, and once his elbows get slightly lower than his shoulders, I want him to pull back and squeeze his shoulder blades. And by adding in that little motion, again, we're teaching the shoulders to be in a safer position. We're getting them in a more natural position, and we're getting a little bit of back work and rear delt work too, because it's your rear delts that, if you do it in a bent over row, it's your rear delts that wind up getting the impact there. So let's show them how this is done, Brett. And again, that last motion is going to be new because we're thinking vertical pull and then horizontal pull. And when you're adding that in, we're making the motion a little bit more multi-dimensional. It's going to create a little bit of challenge. It's going to take some getting used to, but once you get this, this is the safest and most effective way to do the upright row. It's still going to give you the shoulder benefits you want. It's going to wind up hitting your mid-back too. The one thing it's not going to give you is an injury in 10 years. So that is the upright row, and that is the safest, most effective way to do the upright row. Now, overall, there are a good 3 to 4 exercises in front of this that are a lot more useful for shoulder development, a lot less risky, and require a lot less nuance. You've got the military press, you've got lateral raises, even front raises, even though I don't think you need to do a whole ton of those. So the upright row in your pecking order for shoulder moves should rank below all of that. Don't use it as a lead move in your shoulder workouts. Think about it as a supplementary move. Keep the weight light to start so that you can get a feel for it, because again, we really want to get that good horizontal pull feel to it. So you want to start with something you can handle very easily for 10 to 12 reps. Think about doing 3 to 4 sets. As you get better at it, you can load this up. Once you get that good horizontal pull, it's going to actually set you up for other exercises, for more challenging exercises like high pulls and snatches, because that's actually what we're setting you up to do when you do this upright row cleanly. So get after it with this move. Remember, there are better moves that you can do, but if you really, really want to do it, this is how you do it.